Hey you lovely lot, I'm Sarah, otherwise known as Neville Lecture, sharing Neville's fabulous wisdom on a daily basis. Because I'm a complete Nevilleaholic, I've been browsing through one of Neville's lectures from 1954 called Awakened Imagination. And up in this lecture, Neville shares how we can use revision. For example, the guy in this story was told, no, you can't do that. But by the process of revision and using his imagination, the no was changed to a yes. So I'm guessing, you fabulous viewers, that you may have encountered this in your life. Somebody's told you no, you want to hear yes, you're thinking, what can I do about this? Well, this technique is about to show you. So let's dive in, my lovelies. As you know, fellow Nevillers, back in Neville's day, everything, or mostly everything, was either done by the telephone, the landline, not our cell phones like we have today, and everything also was communicated to Neville either via speech, i.e. people at his lectures, or in the mail. And that's how he shares this fabulous story where a guy turned a no into a yes. So let's dive in, my lovelies. He leads it off this way. He says, yesterday's morning's mail brought me one where in San Francisco, this captain, a pilot, and he writes to me that I saw him backstage after one of my meetings, and there he said, but Neville, you are up against a stone wall. I am a trained pilot. I have gone all over the world, all over the 7 seas. I'm a good pilot and I love the sea. Not having a thing in this world I want to do but go to sea. Yet they restrict me to certain waters because of seniority. No matter what argument I give them, the union is adamant. Then they have closed the book on my request, I said. I don't care what they have done. You are transferring the power that rightfully belongs to God, which is your own imagination, to the shadow you cast upon the screen of space. Let's pause for a little explanation here. So the pilot is saying that the union said no, and Neville in his fabulous voice says, I don't care what you've heard, which is the attitude we need to take, because we shouldn't transfer the power that we are, which is God, Jesus Christ, our own wonderful human imagination. We shouldn't transfer it to anything, to the bank account, to the house, to the car, to the union, to anything, because we've created that, believe it or not, and we did. We created that no in our imagination. We can uncreate it, my lovelies. Anything out here in your 3D reality, you can uncreate it. You can undo it and manifest something more lovelier or even more fantastic if it's wonderful to start with. So let's go in a little more here. He says, and then he says, which is your own wonderful human imagination, to the shadow you cast upon the screen of space. This is our screen of space, my lovelies. This 3D reality, or your 3D reality, is your screen of space. And what you see out there is what you have in your consciousness. So if you don't like it, or you're not in love with it totally, you can change it and improve it. It seems wonderful, doesn't it? It seems kind of unbelievable, but I'm telling you, it's believable. I've used this technique myself. So he says, so here we are in this room, need it remain a room? Can't you use your imagination to call this a bridge? He's talking to the pilot here. This is now a bridge, and I am a guest on the bridge of your ship, and you are not in waters restricted by the Union. You are in waters that you desire to sail your ship. Now, close your eyes and feel the rhythm of the ocean, and feel with me and commune with me, and tell me of your joy in first proving this principle, and secondly in being at sea where you want to be. He is now in Vancouver on a ship bringing a load of lumber down to Panama. So that's all they did. This guy, the pilot, and Neville, they imagined that the room that they were in was the ship or the bridge on the ship, and he was excited, all exhilarated, because he had the feeling of, yes, I can sail wherever I want to. I'm not paying attention to the no that the Union declared, and he's just going with his imaginal scene, and surely enough it comes out into manifestation, and he's sailing with his lumber because that's what he loves to do. So now it says he has a complete list that will take him through this year, what this man has to do. He is going into waters legitimately that the Union said he could not go. This doesn't dispense with unions, but it does not put anyone in our place. No one. Kings, queens, presidents, generals, we take no one and enthrone him and put him beyond that power rightfully belongs to God. And as you know, my lovelies, if you're not new to Neville's works, then you know that you're God. I'm God. Every one of you are. You've got a God spark in you. So he says, so I will not violate the law, but things will open that I will never devise. I.e., when you want something, say you want to manifest a certain amount of money, you go to the end, my lovelies. If somebody paid you $20 and you were expecting 120, you can use your imagination, create an imaginal scene, for example, an envelope containing dollar bills and change, i.e. quarters, or if you're in England, pounds and dollars, or your euros, excuse me. You can feel the weight of that envelope, right? And in your imaginal scene with your eyes closed, you can use your imaginal sight to see the envelope, the imaginal feeling to feel the weight of the envelope, i.e. the one that's full of money. And you can tear it open, you can hear that, and then you can see the money. You can also use your imaginal sense of smell, I should say, and you can smell the money, because as Neville shares, money has a certain odor, and you can smell that money, you can feel it, you can even hear it, or I hear it in my imaginal scenes. And also, my lovelies, if you're not dealing with cash and you're dealing with electronic payments, then you can hear that too. You can hear a cha-ching on your phone, or whatever noise a deposit in your bank account makes. Mine, on my phone, it goes cha-ching when I've made a deposit or I've made a sale and I've manifested some money into my bank account. Of course, we could use our imaginal sight to see a notification on our cell phone. We can see an email. We can hear the email arrive in our inbox. I have a little sound that goes off on my cell phone too to let me know there's a new email in town that I may or may not need to pay attention to. So, my lovelies, keep your awareness on your wish fulfilled. Your awareness is God, and what you focus on is what you're going to manifest out here in your 3D reality, which Neville calls the screen of space, which is the screen of space. It's basically a replication of everything up here in your consciousness. So there's a big fat hint. Put some beautiful, wonderful manifestations up in your imaginal scenes, and they're going to manifest. When you add big fat feelings of exaggeration, you can add exhilaration, you can be totally excited, and always use the phrase, if you want to, isn't it wonderful? Because you can't argue with that, isn't it wonderful? Say that 2 or 3 times and you'll be excited and full of enjoyment. All right, my lovelies, please feel free to leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with a big fat kiss, because we're all about love up here. Bye, guys.